This is the main dude right here today. This is the 540 IXP battery power saw from Husqvarna. This is a pro saw. You can get this saw in a top handle version or a rear handle version right there. I'm running the BLI 300 battery in it. I have run this saw a little bit, and it's a very impressive saw. It weighs, with the BLI 300 20-inch bar and chain on it. I believe this chain is a SP21 chain is what this one is. The saw weighs in at, just like it's sitting right here, at 12 pounds 8 ounces. That's on my scales at my house is what it weighs in at. It works just like the pole saw does. You power it up, and on this one here, it's actually got a double safety on it, so you can't push the back handle down. You got to slide it forward and then push it down. And so you power it down like that, and then you're ready to go. This saw is no joke. The thing about the battery saws is they will cut you just like a regular saw will. And the cool thing about it is you don't have to wear any hearing protection. You do have kind of an economy mode. I believe that's what it's called right here. You click that on. All it does is limit the chain RPMs right there. It still runs the same torque as it does on high. It just makes the battery last longer. How long will the battery last? I don't know. I've cut cookies off of it. It will run a long time, and I mean cutting full cookies off of it. So what we're gonna do, there's about, this happens to be where we're working at. There's a scope of trees right here that we left for shade to work on machines. I'm gonna walk through here and just fan these trees out. I'm gonna run the battery saw till the battery runs down. Not only am I gonna cut them down with the battery saw, but I'm also gonna top them too. So I'm gonna be cutting the limbs out of them so that you can see what goes on with it. Once I run that battery down, then I will swap to probably the 550 or maybe the 572, I don't know, and run it for a while. I actually put a camera mount on my helmet, so you'll get a POV view from what I see while I'm running. That ought to be pretty cool. And I got another scope of trees right here. I may go ahead and slay them while I'm at it too. I guess there's probably, altogether, there's probably 50 trees standing right here, so give or take, I don't know. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with this one right here. I'm gonna bore with it. It actually bores very, very good, even with this SP21 chain on it right there. It does good. This is a 43 gauge bar on here, and then this is a 50 on there and a 50 on the 572 also. This one right here has this X-Cut chain, the C85, has a 58 gauge on it. How do I keep up with all that stuff? It's not easy, I'm gonna tell you. All right, so that's 2 whole trees cut down and topped. This will be number 3. It's got a bad butt on it, so I'm gonna come up a little bit higher and cut it off up. Then I'll cut the stump off of it there. All right, so we're 30 minutes in. It's what I got on the clock right here, actually 31 minutes. And I've cut 6 trees. Actually 7 if you count that other butt that I cut off. I wish this thing had 2 bar nuts on it instead of 1. That's one thing I would prefer. Well, that's the first time I've cut the chain there. But I'm halfway on the battery right there out of those 6 that I've cut. So all is well right now. All right, so I've cut 9 down. This one will be number 10. I don't know that the battery is gonna make it through number 10 here. But it's flashing on it right there. Well, actually I have, if you count the stump I cut off, that would be 10. But we're gonna try to see if we can get through this one before it dies. We'll see here. Let's see. We'll put it right in the hole right there. About to die. It did. That's it. That's all she wrote. She did. It's got a little old red flashing thing when you kill the battery all the way. The flash is just like you put the chain brake on it right there. 10-hole trees. The bigger ones were going to be 20 inches or so on the stump. 10 of them down, and I was boring all of them except for a couple of the smaller ones there. Boring puts the most pressure on a saw that you could do. So 10 of them are almost 10. Well, you can count 10 if you cut that stump off, and I got halfway through that other one over there that it died on me at. But this saw is a pro saw. That's what the XP stands for, and it's got felon marks on it. I know I cut these trees backwards to set up on them when I do it, you know, because I would, to use the felon mark right, I would need to be on the other side of the tree to use the felon mark. And I don't know why or how I got doing it like that, but I've cut so many down over the years that I prefer to be on the other side, and I can line up with what I want that tree to do just by knowing where I need to be to make my face cut on it. And so the side that I get on, you can't use the felon mark. So I know there's probably instructors and stuff that see that, they're probably screaming when I do it like that. But the battery stuff has really come a long way. This is the BLI 300 right here, and this is the BLI 200. So you can see the size difference in them. This 200 will go, it'll snap right in this saw too. All the batteries are interchangeable. It's just not going to run as long with the 200 compared to the 300. I mean, it impresses me what the battery stuff will do right now, but I mean, I pretty much didn't hold back on it. The chain brake on it works just like a regular chain brake. When a chain brake is engaged on it, it lets you know right there on the display right there. It'll shoot up a red flashing blinking light on there. But and this saw's got a rolling nose bar on it too. It's a 20-inch bar. The only thing you got to remember on this thing is you got to remember to put chain oil in it, because it'd be real easy to forget not to stick no chain oil in this thing. But I'm gonna say winter chicken dinner with this thing. It does good on cleaning out too in the cover right there. If you buy this saw and 2 batteries and a QC 500 charger, which is the big charger, that's going to be the 300 batteries right there too. If you get the saw, 2 batteries, and a charger, it's $1,000 is what that is right there. Hope y'all enjoyed that. I may come back and add a little bit more on it there. So the battery stuff, if you think back just a few years ago, what the battery technology has done from then up to where it is now. I mean, you can get full size pro stuff that's running on batteries now, and that's just nuts. I mean, to pull a full size saw like that, if you compare that saw to a gas powered saw, it's going to be comparable to a 40cc saw. So I need to note this too. This saw right here is actually on loan from Lanier Outdoor over in, they have 3 locations in Georgia: Lawrenceville, Beaufort, and Commerce, Georgia. So they were gracious enough. I got my hands on it last Friday, and I run it a little bit before I did this video today. And I didn't put out a video this morning. I got up, slept in for a little while, and I decided to go over and cut those trees down. And then I did a bunch of other filming with my other saws too while I was over there. But big thanks to them. Like I said, Lanier Outdoor over there. Actually, they're the same dealer that was down in Moultrie, Georgia last year when I was down there with them at the Sunbelt Ag Expo, which, hate it, they're not having that this year here. So for power equipment, you've got almost endless options now. I mean, you got gas, battery, you know, all kinds of different sizes and things like that. If you have any questions, just reach out to me and ask, and and I'll do my best to answer them. If I can't, I'll reach out to the people who I know can. And I was pushing that saw, cutting trees down. I wanted to see what it would do, whether it would handle it or not. And if you're cutting up limbs, stuff like that, holy smokes, because you could tell when I started down through there on the trees, topping them, you know, could you fail with it? Heck yeah, you could fail with it. I mean, it'll even cut oaks too. I mean, I've cut cookies, all those were pine that I was cutting today, softwood. But it'll cut that oak too. That's what I've been cutting down there, cutting the cookies off. One more thing I'm gonna mention too. We got 2 saw classes coming up. I've got some spots on October the 17th. That's a regular saw class. We're gonna talk about chainsaws, saw maintenance. I'm gonna teach you how to sharpen saws. I'm gonna teach you how to bore. I'm gonna have a bunch of wood here. We'll start off in the classroom first, go over the chainsaw, all that stuff like that, and then we'll go outside and we'll burn gas, just tank after tank after gas, boring and cutting cookies and doing all kind of stuff. You'll be able to run all of my saws if you want to. If you come into town that Friday night, I'm going to invite you out here to the house, and we're going to play with chainsaws that Friday night also. So that's a regular class. And then also on the regular class, I've got some blowdown stuff that's right here close by to where I live. And at the end of the class, we're going to ride over. It's about 1.5 miles from right here. We're going to ride over here, and I'm going to set y'all up on the blowdown stuff and kind of watch y'all and guide y'all through cutting the blowdown stuff up. And we're going to cut it up in firewood size is what we're going to do. And we'll teach you how to release the tree safely and stuff like that. And then the next class I got is on October the 31st. It's Halloween Day. It's going to be a full-blown felling class. Same thing, if you come in on Friday night, you're going to be invited out here to my house, and we're going to mess with saws and have a good time chit-chatting and stuff like that. And then Saturday morning, we'll get together here for a little bit, and then we'll ride about 8 miles from here down the road and set up, and we're going to cut trees down all day long. So it ought to be a good time. I've only got a couple of spots left for the felling class. I've got a few left in the regular class too. So if you're interested in either one of those classes, and that's October the 17th and the 31st, 2020, is $300 per person. Send me an email. I'll keep my email address down below. Send me an email. I'll fire back at you, communicate back with you, and we'll exchange phone numbers, and I'll get on the phone with you and talk to you about what's going on, all that. And I'll send you a PayPal link. So appreciate all y'all watching. I like fun with chainsaws, a lot of fun. So yeah, we'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.